For the past 60 years, the Missouri School Boards Association has supported local school boards as they carry out their critical leadership responsibilities and provide Missouri's public school students with a world-class education. And the 2017-18 year was no exception. MSBA is the only statewide organization in Missouri established by and governed by local school board members. MSBA not only serves as the unified voice of school board members throughout the state, it also provides board member training, comprehensive policy support, and legal assistance, along with cost-saving and revenue-generating programs. MSBA also supports the only statewide school safety organization in Missouri. Never were MSBA's advocacy efforts more evident than in the past year, as MSBA was in the forefront of opposition to Governor Greitens' State Board of Education appointments. His 5 appointees voted to remove Margie Van Dieven as Commissioner of Education in December. MSBA spoke out strongly and frequently about the importance of maintaining the state board's independence and constitutional authority. MSBA Executive Director Melissa Randall issued the following statement that was picked up by news media organizations throughout the state. It is critical that the independence of Missouri State Board of Education be preserved. Our state constitution clearly establishes the structure and authority of the state board, enabling it to make policy decisions based on what's best for the students in public schools throughout the state, including the appointment of the Commissioner of Education. That independence from political agendas has served our state and our public schools well for many years, but now that independence is being undermined. Following the withdrawal and reappointment of the 5 nominees to the state board by Governor Greitens, the State Board of Education was unable to conduct official business for months due to lack of a quorum. The 5 appointees could not serve on the board pending Senate confirmation once the legislative session began in January. None of the 5 appointees who voted to remove the commissioner in December were ultimately confirmed by the Missouri Senate. MSBA's advocacy was also evident during the 2018 session of the General Assembly, where harmful bills such as charter school expansion and vouchers, including the so-called empowerment scholarship accounts, were defeated. Strong advocacy work by MSBA members throughout the state contributed to the defeat of those bills. MSBA President Jan Meese testified on the ESA bill before a legislative committee.
Embedded in Article 9, Section 1A of the Missouri Constitution is the promise to establish and fund public education. With the passage of Senate Bill 612, that promise is at risk. It will divert funds through tax credits to private, parochial, home schools, or virtual schools.
MSBA also advocated for increases in state funding for public education as the legislature approved fully funding the foundation formula for the 2nd consecutive year, while also approving an increase in school transportation funding. MSBA launched new advocacy tools for members this year, including the MSBA Action Center, providing members with the latest information on issues as well as legislative contacts. Another accomplishment this year was the Delegate Assembly's approval of MSBA's new Advocacy Positions document. This document combined existing statements found in MSBA's resolutions, platform statements, and in the Missouri Public Education Vision document. The consolidation of those documents allows MSBA's positions on issues to be clearly stated and available in one document. The Advocacy Committee and Executive Committee worked for months to develop the new document and recommend it for approval by the Delegate Assembly. Once again in 2017, MSBA's annual conference, held in conjunction with the Missouri Association of School Administrators, was the largest gathering of education leaders in the state. The 2017 conference featured 130 concurrent sessions on a wide range of topics, an exhibit hall where vendors had the opportunity to display services and products, and outstanding keynote speakers, including former NBC and ABC News reporter Stone Phillips, a graduate of Parkway West High School in St. Louis.
I loved Parkway West High School. It was a powerhouse of education. I often tell people, I have a Yale degree, but I have a Parkway education.
MSBA members also participated in numerous other events during the past year, including spring regional meetings held throughout the state in each of MSBA's 17 regions. The Legislative Forum in February that featured leaders of the General Assembly discussing education issues being considered by lawmakers. Both the annual conference and the Legislative Forum featured a student showcase where students from school districts throughout the state had the opportunity to discuss and demonstrate innovative programs that create expanded educational options for students. In addition, more than 100 board secretaries attended the annual Board Secretary Workshop in conjunction with the annual conference. Keeping our students and staff as safe as possible so they can concentrate on teaching and learning is a high priority for all school districts. And data show our public schools are among the safest places for our students. Yet, as the past year has shown, schools do face safety and security issues. MSBA's Center for Education Safety has been in existence for more than 10 years, but greatly expanded its support of school districts during the past year. CES staff developed and conducted numerous behavioral risk assessment workshops during the past year aimed at helping teams of school district staff identify and support troubled students before an incident occurs. CES staff also conducted school building safety assessments for a number of school districts and developed a new program designed to help school districts deal with the issue of sexual predators in the school setting. That program features exclusive interviews with former Missouri teachers convicted of sex crimes involving students. The annual Safe Schools and Colleges Conference, sponsored by the Center for Education Safety, was attended by school safety officials, law enforcement officials, and others involved in keeping our schools as safe as possible. Another group under the umbrella of CES, the Missouri School Safety Association, was established this year. MSBA and CES have also been working with the National School Boards Association to establish a National School Safety Center. School districts in Missouri are now able to get federal and state reimbursement for behavioral health services provided to any Medicaid-eligible students, due in large part to MSBA's advocacy efforts. This change in state policy will allow far more students to have access to mental health and behavioral health services that will enable them to achieve greater academic success in school. MSBA this year spearheaded the Behavioral Health Work Group that developed guidelines for school districts to support the delivery of behavioral health services to students. Participation in the school district administrative claiming through MSBA's Medicaid Consortium now includes 363 school districts, an increase of 20 districts during the past year. 197 school districts also participate in direct services claiming, an increase of 20% during the past 2 years. For the 4 quarters of 2017, the MSBA Medicaid Consortium returned $20 million in revenue to Missouri school districts through Medicaid claiming. As a result of MSBA's advocacy efforts, teletherapy was added as an approved service to be billed to Missouri's Medicaid program during the past year. And a new program launched this past year, Local Tax Effort Bill Back, helps school districts recover the costs of providing services to a student living in another district who is placed in the school district by the state or a court. Of course, school board training remains a major emphasis of MSBA. During this past year, 420 new school board members completed the 16-hour training requirement through the CBM Essential Training Program, while 43 board members achieved additional certification through MSBA. 42 boards participated in a variety of professional development activities, including in-district workshops, board self-evaluation, and online training. Topics addressed superintendent evaluation, sunshine law, confidentiality, board roles, board and superintendent relations, special education, teacher equity, and more. 355 school districts participated in this past year's school personnel survey. Results are compiled into a database that provides school districts with a wealth of information to use when making personnel decisions. MSBA provided a wide range of webinars during the past year on topics such as candidate filing, employment contracts, teacher employment issues, ethics and conflicts of interest, social media use by employees, and employee training. MSBA coordinated collective bargaining roundtable meetings in St. Louis and Kansas City and posted the Labor Agreement Bank, the largest collection of school district collective bargaining agreements in the state. During the past year, MSBA attorneys answered approximately 4,600 calls and emails through the legal hotline. MSBA's legal department this year produced documents providing guidance on topics such as guns in schools, board members visiting school buildings, and student protests. Participation in MSBA's full maintenance policy service grew to 240 school districts this year, with the remainder of MSBA member districts receiving the basic policy service. During the past year, MSBA's policy department produced 3 policy updates, including 75 policies, procedures, or forms, and that doesn't count all the customized policy work for members. MSBA continues to provide a wide range of programs designed to save school districts money or generate additional revenue, with the goal of putting maximum resources in the classroom. During the past year, MSBA's Natural Gas Consortium saved participating school districts $5.2 million, while investments in the Missouri Securities Investment Program now total $2.25 billion. MSBA's foundation, Future Builders, was proud to honor board members, school districts, and students with a variety of awards during the past year, including more than $18,000 for students through the John T. Belcher Scholarship Program, the Early Childhood Education Program of the Year Awards, and the Paul Morris Community Service Awards. MSBA's President-elect Mike Pratt of the Gasconade County R1 Board of Education was elected to a seat on the National School Boards Association's Board of Directors, representing states in the Central Region. School boards are the ultimate expression of grassroots democracy. Locally elected school board members are charged with one of the most important responsibilities of any elected body, that of providing the finest possible education for the 900,000 students attending public schools throughout our state. It's a critically important task, the result of which will have a major impact on the future of our state and nation. The Missouri School Boards Association is proud to have played a role in assisting school boards with their responsibilities this past year and for the past 60 years, as we look forward to serving school boards and supporting our public schools for many years to come.